Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today we're going to make a card sort of similar to this. I'm going to do a slight redesign so I can get a greeting on. This one I've gone a bit more is more, which I am known for, but I need to leave a bit of room for a greeting. So I'm going to do a slight redesign on this. So we're making it with Holiday Home. When I first joined Stampin' Up, my first request was, can we have a new home stamp? Well, it's taken 6 years, but we have on here, Happy New Home, yay! And 3 little houses. But what's great about this, it's designed for, you can have a Halloween one with little bats, you can have a Thanksgiving one, but you can have a Merry Christmas, a regular new home, another from our home to yours at Christmas time, and lots of little pieces that you can use. I love the little wreath for Christmas. So we're going to use this today. So I'm going to start off with a base card in soft suede. That's half a piece of A4, cut in half and scored in half at 10.5 centimetres to make my base card. The next thing I want is some sparkle, and I am using, this is the new Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper. Now, as my team are called the Dazzling Dreamers, I absolutely had to have some of that straight away. So we're going to have a little 1-inch circle, and then I've taken a little strip the same width as my card, and I'm actually going to tear so we get some kind of bumpy snow going on. And that'll make 2 pieces, that'll be 2 cards worth that we've got. The width of that, before I tore it in half, let me just tell you that, was about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just using a little strip to go along the bottom. But before we adhere that, I'm going to do some embossing, because I'm going to emboss this in white. Don't even look at the colour of my Versamark ink pad. It still works. Now we'll start off by assembling these. Now these are our photopolymer stamps. Definitely a little bit of a learning curve for me when I first started using these, but I'm getting the hang of them, and I like the way that we can position them and see exactly where we're going with them. I'm going to have the little tree here on this one, and I'm going to have the little light here. Now I'm going to have those slightly lower down. There is a reason for that. I want those to be below the snow line at the bottom, and I don't want to cover too much of the houses, just the edges of those. So I'm going to ink this up with Versamark, but before I do that I'm going to use, this is my embossing buddy, and what this does is it removes any static from the card, so you get less chance of getting those little bits of embossed white where you don't want them. It's actually a very fine powder that's in there. So I'm going to ink that well up with the Versamark and stamp on. And this is effectively, although it's several images, it's actually one large image effectively I'm putting on, so I'm giving that just a press down. Sorry if I'm wobbling the camera while I'm doing it. Popping that on, and you can just see that quite faintly, but now we're going to put on some white embossing powder. Actually, while I'm at it, I think I'm going to do my reindeers at the same time, because the Versamark will takes a minute to dry, so it gives you a little bit of room for manoeuvre. Centering the reindeers, let's do those 2. Oops, I think I'll hold that way around, and I'm just going to tip the embossing powder on, and it's going to stick on where that Versamark is. It's also stuck on where I have my finger on the edge, but I shall brush that off. So I'll show you a little tip for that. So what the embossing buddy did, where I rubbed it over, was it stopped this happening that's actually happened on the edge here. And what I'm going to reach for is just a little paintbrush, and I'm just going to take those excess bits right off. And you need to do that before you heat set it. Once you heat set it, those bits are there for good. So if I've missed any, they are now going to be snowflakes. Let's put that to one side and bring in my heat gun. Now this is the new, newer Stampin' Up heat gun I've now got. It's got 2 heat settings, so I'm using the higher heat setting here to actually set this. So I'm just looking for it to change colour. It goes brighter white. I don't know whether you can see that. We'll try and show you on the tree. As it goes a brighter white, your work here is done, and then you move your heat gun on to the next piece. You never want to overheat embossing powder, and you never want to go closer than about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches from the cardstock, as you can scorch it. We don't want that. Right, so I think that's all embossed. Pretty. Okay, so we're going to add now our snow in the form of dazzling diamonds glimmer paper. You could do this with a 2-way glue pen and dazzling diamonds glitter, but this is the neat freak way of doing it. There you go. And then we also want a moon. So let's put a moon up there. I want to have room for a greeting, and I've got the this is also from that same, it's a little ditty Merry Christmas greeting. I'm going to stamp that in Memento ink. Just pop that on some Whisper White. Punch that out with the word window. Oops. And I'll have some early espresso and do a little piece there. So that's going to go up there. So I still need to put in a few snowflakes. Now I've got a choice here. I'll show you what I did last time. Is I did a bit of stamping and I also used these. And these are, let me reach. So I'll just reach for that to show you. We have, this is in the Autumn Winter catalogue, and we have snowflakes and we have sequins in silver. And they're just so pretty. I've got them in this bigger box. They come in a little round one, but they're easier to manage in that old clamshell box that I'm using. So I'm going to start off by just putting the stamped ones on. Again, this is from that same stamp set, and I'm stamping these in silver. I could do these in Versamark and white emboss them, but it's just they give a little bit more sparkle in the silver. And you can see you're getting kind of 4 at a time, so you can build it up quite quickly. And I think I'm just going to have my snowflakes. I have them just below the Christmas, or shall I go? No, I'm going to go all the way to the top. More is more, you see. But as you can see, they come quite quickly. Cute. Okay. Now I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to add the sequins this time, but I would love to know what you think. So I'm going to show you them both at the end, and I would love a comment either on my YouTube or on my blog to tell me which one you prefer. And I'm going to be doing this in classes, so I would love to know what you think. As usual, I'll probably let my ladies choose to put some on if they want to. There we go. So, more is more one, less is more one. I personally like them both, but I liked the fact that I've left myself some room for a greeting on this one. So thanks for coming along to Elizabeth's Craft Room today. I hope you've enjoyed your visit, and I look forward to welcoming you back soon.